Hi guys, Jared Petty here for IGN. We're back with another Godzilla Kaiju battle.
Oh!
In this corner, Mechagodzilla. In that corner, little Mothra larva. All right, what mode are we playing here, John? What's going on?
This is called the King of Kaiju
mode,
where you can essentially, it's like a tiered fighting game.
Okay.
Where you can pick any of the monsters that you've unlocked. In this case, I'm playing as Mechagodzilla, not Mechagodzilla 2.
No, although he's in the game as well.
Or Super Mechagodzilla, who's also in the game.
Right.
But just straight up regular old Mechagodzilla.
Vanilla Mechagodzilla. And so you're fighting Mothra. Oh, I love that move.
Yeah, and now I've got a shield.
Okay.
Temporary guard against
Mothra. Now, how many enemies are you going to work your way through in this
I
match?
believe there's 6. I think it's defeat 6 monsters as fast as you can.
Okay, so you're here beating up on larval Mothra. He's kind of a wimp.
Yeah,
We're going to take him out.
Mothra.
That's okay. So Mechagodzilla's moveset, what do we have here? What are his,
he's got a basic attack, which is this kind of like robotic karate chop, which is not very effective.
Yeah.
He's got this sort of, thrusting pummel.
Oh, wow.
That was Mothra's big attack. He's also got his ranged attack, which is that.
Okay, there we go.
His robot Godzilla breath, if you will.
All right.
And then, of course, he's got his charge attack, which is good for closing distance or knocking your enemy back if you can.
Oh, there, well pummeled. Well pummeled.
Thank you, yes.
No problem. So this is Godzilla for the PlayStation 4, which you're reviewing right now.
Yes.
Going to keep our eyes open for that, see how it comes out. But, oh, looky here.
There we go.
All right, knocked him back. So now,
that's round 1, basically.
Okay, so now another opponent will leap in. Let's see
exactly
who we'll end up against next. Let's see who pops in. Can we defeat all 6?
Probably not.
Okay, well, let's see who shows up.
The thing is, you have it's Mothra.
Okay, there we go.
So I've just unlocked Mechagodzilla, which means that I haven't had a chance to really fight as him or level him up, because the game does have an evolution system.
Okay.
For each monster you unlock, Godzilla's abilities are a little bit. He's got a little bit more to do.
Yeah.
But each monster you play as, or that you can play as, also has an ability that they can unlock. They can get stronger. They can knock some time off of their charge attacks.
Okay, and you just evolve those up and build up strength in that. Okay, that
right.
makes sense.
So basically, the way that it goes is every time you defeat a monster in the normal God of Destruction mode, which is like the main single-player campaign.
Yeah.
Every time you defeat a monster in that, you get a point or 2 towards leveling that monster up.
Oh, okay. There we go. Now, you showed us we've done another Let's Play where you talked about how Godzilla grows through the game by drinking Godzilla juice scattered all over Japan. Do the other monsters grow as well in their missions?
You can, when you encounter them in the single-player mode in God of Destruction,
yeah.
They will show up as, like, relatively sized to your height.
Okay, so wherever your weight class is, that's probably where they're going to show up. Oh, wow.
If you're playing the Monster Versus mode, or the King of Kaiju mode that we're playing now, you won't really have to deal with leveling them up or anything like that. What you can do, however, there is an interesting little mode that lets you either play as another invading Kaiju. So, like, instead of Godzilla going on the rampage, you play as Mechagodzilla, or you play as Destroya, or you play as Rodan.
Okay.
And then there's another mode on top of that, which you can play as, like, the hero monster. So you can play as, like, Mothra and defend the cities of Japan from the onslaught
from the evil monsters.
Right,
okay,
which is really cool.
Yeah, all right, that's neat.
But Godzilla's really the only one that you have to actively try and grow.
Now, when it comes to actually playing this, oh, there we go.
Yeah, Gigan.
Nice.
Chainsaw hands.
There we go. Okay, so we got Gigan here. When it comes to actually playing this, does it feel more like a fighting game, like a brawler? I know a lot of people that are watching this may be fans of games like Destroy All Monsters. Or
right.
Like, well, how does this feel?
It's a weird combination of Destroy All Monsters and, like, Rampage.
And what?
And, like, Rampage.
Rampage, okay.
For, like, SNES and 64.
Okay.
Where your main goal is to destroy everything and get as high a combo as you can, but you also then have to fight other Kaiju, like in Destroy All Monsters.
So you're building up a multiplier by destroying your environments, and the Kaiju are just sort of an obstacle to doing that?
Yes.
Is that how okay,
exactly.
So, all right, so it's not nearly as monster beat-up focused.
No, it definitely feels like less of a fighting game, and the controls are clearly designed to make it easier, or designed with the function of smashing everything around you in mind, as opposed to fighting monsters.
Okay.
But that said, once you get a hang of the controls, because they can be a little bit unwieldy at first. For example, you don't turn your monster's body by using the stick. You have to use the left and right bumpers, or the right, or LB and RB.
You rotate with the bumpers. Weird.
Right. So with the the movement stick, you can only move forward and back or strafe left and right.
Are you sure this isn't the new Resident Evil game?
No, it's not.
Okay, I was just wondering about
it's
that.
very, very much Godzilla.
All right.
But the cool thing about that is, like, while it can be a little bit ponderous and it's difficult to get a hold of at first, it does kind of give you that nice throwback feeling to being a guy in a rubber suit.
Okay, well, there's that. So using the defensive move here, are you using that like as a counter? Is that like a timed counter
Basically,
thing,
yeah.
or?
So you can see Gigan's main attack. The thing about fighting Gigan is that he's really fast.
Okay.
And his charge attack is almost unblockable.
Okay.
Except when he does that.
Okay.
So once Mechagodzilla has his ability to shield, instead of using this one, which is his like fire breath, Fire Breath does good damage, but it's not necessarily the most effective against a quicker opponent like
Okay, you want to defend instead
right.
those guys. Okay, until you can create an opening strike back.
Exactly.
There we go. So you've knocked down 3 monsters now.
Yeah.
You made your way through 3 of them. Let's see who we're going to get here. And this is a 6-monster gauntlet. Does your health carry over between rounds here? Or
it recharges.
Okay, so you recharge.
Yeah.
So
the health system in this.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, this is I forget what this guy's name is.
So what this guy?
Arganian.
Ungarus, I believe it is.
Argus, yeah.
Ungarus, I think it is.
Yes.
So anyway, I love him. He just reminds me. Ungarus kind of reminds me of an ankylosaurus, which I'm guessing is maybe the pun there. I might be doing badly. I haven't done my homework on Ungarus in a while.
That's totally fine. That's completely acceptable.
Oh, where did he go? Oh, he's on the other side of you. Wow. Oh, he does do his signature kind of flippy move. I love that. I always like that guy. There you go. All right, take him down here.
But yeah, speaking of the health system,
yeah,
you don't really get a decent explanation as to how it works, but you'll figure it out pretty quickly. It's actually like you'll notice we don't have a damage bar. We basically just get pummeled until we can't get pummeled anymore.
Okay.
Once you take a huge amount of damage, you'll end up having like a COD-ish fade around the side of the screen.
Okay, that was kind of that orange fade I picked up a little bit in the last one.
All right. Early on. We'll probably see it in a few minutes because I would not be surprised if this mole monster destroys me.
I think he's more ankylosaurus than mole monster.
Maybe. He looks like a giant armadillo.
Yeah, kind of armadillo-ish, which is this is a wonderful place to be. Ooh, well, time there.
Thank you.
Oh, there we go. Take him down there. I don't know, you're tearing him up. Look at this. You got him down more than half his life. All right, so Mechagodzilla's tearing Anguirus up. So we have 4 monsters here. What about weight classes? You talked about that a little in the other Let's Play. Your monsters have the ability to grow. Do you ever find yourself anywhere in this game in a situation where you're facing a monster you're just completely outclassed by size-wise?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, as I mentioned a little bit in the other video that we put together, once you start playing on like hard mode, you may sometimes randomly be faced with a monster that is literally twice your size.
Okay.
Which it's been situations where I don't know if that's intentional or not.
Okay.
Because when I died from getting beat to death by a monster double my size, I immediately reloaded, and it was a regular-sized monster.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so that could just be, and this is,
there we go.
There you go. Nicely done.
Almost. He almost had me, though.
Nicely done,
Explosion!
John. All right, so we're up to the 5th one. 5 monsters. 5 monsters! Who will our next opponent be?
I hope it's not somebody too horrible.
Space Godzilla!
Now, this is the one. This is my favorite matchup. Mechagodzilla versus Space Godzilla.
Why is this your favorite?
Because it's Mechagodzilla versus Space Godzilla.
Okay, well, that works. Like, there he is. I love Space Godzilla.
When they were creating characters for this universe, I have to assume they were just like, you know what, screw it. We'll just, how about Robo Godzilla? No, we can't do that. All right, fine. Mechagodzilla.
That's right.
Perfect. You got that works. That absolutely works.
Mechagodzilla and then Godzilla with giant pieces of quartz coming out of him.
Right.
Yeah, it's
like,
wonderful.
why is he special? Oh, he's from space.
He's from space.
How does he look different from Godzilla? I don't know. He's got rocks on his shoulders.
Yeah, there we go. And suddenly it's done. You're putting a man in a rubber suit. It's good. One of the greatest things about living in Japan was the opportunity to the video store. We had him. You can walk almost anywhere in most parts of Japan.
Yeah.
So in my neighborhood, like 2 blocks away, was a video store. You just walk down, and there was just this huge rack of Godzilla DVDs, all in Japanese.
Awesome. Oh no! His anti-grav beam.
Oh, thrown backwards. And you just walk down there, rent 2 or 3 Godzilla movies, go home, watch them all in a row on a Saturday afternoon. It was lovely. And I think they're even more fun in Japananies. Honestly, there's something joyful about because Godzilla movies. People forget this if they're not big fans. They're ludicrous. They're kind of slow, frankly. Until you get to the fighting parts.
Even when you get to the fighting parts, they're pretty slow.
Yeah, and so seeing
it's 2 guys in rubber suits trying very hard to look like they're monsters.
Yep. And I love it for that. I adore Godzilla, really do. This is it's It's fun to watch. What's your favorite Godzilla game, John?
Probably Destroy All Monsters.
Probably Destroy All Monsters.
It's the only one that I can actively say that I've really played.
Okay, I was wondering.
You know, I've played other spiritual Godzilla games, like, you know, similar to, like, you know, like Rampage, for example.
Right, Rampage,
like, yeah, I would
King
always
of the
play as the
Monsters,
lizard in
or
that.
War of the Monsters.
Yeah,
or
War of the
any
Monsters is
those,
really good.
Yeah.
In the same vein of, like, 50s sci-fi, though, I really love Destroy All Humans.
Oh, there we go.
I think that is a phenomenal game, based on the same sort of genre that gave us
atomic paranoia.
And Godzilla and the fear of the bomb, and you know, what has man wrought upon the world.
Exactly. And I love how this evolved. You know, the original Godzilla is a very serious film in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
It's an anti-nuclear film. It's and then gradually and eventually, sort of the series continued to evolve into sort of a Saturday morning kids fair thing, and eventually turned into movies that were alternated between terrifying and silly, depending on how old you were.
It's sort of like watching something on sci-fi.
Yeah, and I like that about it. You have made it to the 6th battle.
Just as soon as I punched Space Godzilla in the face one.
Yeah, wait. I thought you.
There we go.
There we go. All right.
Gave him that 5-finger death punch from Kill Bill.
All right, we got one more here. One more.
All right, the last of Space Godzilla.
Final battle.
It's probably going to be regular Godzilla.
All right. That's it.
Nope, it's bigger Mechagodzilla.
Holy cow! There we go.
Oh man,
look at that. That's just lovely. You don't have big giant. Yeah, this is this is the Type 3. And this is from a later movie. So
this
just
was
being able to see
the Millennium Edition.
So for Type 3, I think he's the Millennium one. Yeah. Now I'm again.
The cool thing.
People are going to be screaming at their things.
I'm sure. And you know what? I don't.
I'd be one of the people screaming normally.
Well,
I'm just on the spot and terrified.
I will blatantly say welcome. I welcome all of your hatred and anger, nerds.
No. Godzilla is important, and everyone should know everything about it.
No, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, like, after the mid-'90s series, where like, we got like Mecha King Ghidorah. Yeah. I was like, all right, I'm kind of done.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, I am ready to go back, man. I am ready to dive in. You know, we keep getting all this Godzilla stuff out of Japan. You feel like it's just a matter of time before some new Toho-created Godzilla film comes and
that would be
smiles
really
down upon us. But in the meantime, folks, he's invited it. So make John Ryan at IGN, your lightning rod of hate.
Yes, for all things Godzilla.
Yeah, or for all things, for that matter.
No, not for all things.
Yeah,
I like most things.
You like most things? All right, are you going to do this?
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, look at you.
Oh,
my
maybe
gosh,
not. Maybe
you
not.
just got
maybe not.
missiled in the face.
So a really good tactic for if you're getting missiled in the face.
Okay, did you get your shield up in time?
Well, so the thing is, with your super move, you also become temporarily invisible.
Okay.
Or invincible?
Yeah. Invulnerable.
Yeah, not invisible. That'd be rad, though.
That'd be cool, too, yeah. Although it's a computer. Would the computer know if you're invisible?
Probably not.
I wonder. You know, that's one of those problematic things. Oh, my
Come
gosh.
on now. Come on now.
Oh, you can do this! Even though he's
do the thing.
Yeah.
There
Come
we
on.
Go. Do the splits.
Everybody knows old computers are better than new computers. Commodore 64, defeat this Macintosh monstrosity. You can do it.
I just might. We'll see.
Yeah, let's see what we have here. Oh, my goodness.
Maybe not, though.
Yeah. Not original Macintosh, guys.
He's hitting me really hard.
All right,
he's punching me really good with his punching sticks.
You can do it. John Ryan, you're so close.
I think I got it.
Yeah,
take this other version of me.
There we are. Destroy your doppelganger.
There we go.
Yeah! Victory is yours. All right, I think that's enough. You have defeated his 6 monster gauntlet.
That's why you always know the original Mechagodzilla is way better than any of the other iterations, even though that might not be true.
Thank you so much for this, John Ryan.
My pleasure.
Guys, let us know. Keep your eyes open for the new Godzilla game. Let us know what you think of it. Keep an eye out for that review. And for everything Kaiju, giant monsters, and Godzilla, you are already in the correct location. You might call it the right place.
IGN?
That's it.